It was still a small stumble, but it was a less bad small stumble.
That was fine. You definitely did not slow down.
No. Very exciting. I haven't done just a straight-up games industry finance type story in a long time, and I was excited to do it. I was like, yes.
I had no idea that they controlled... They outright owned Supercell and Riot.
They own a lot of other stuff. Like people in chat were talking about other things that they do. Like they publish Smite in Asia, when Smite's huge in Asia.
Yep.
Like they do a lot of games publishing. They also do like the Call of Duty online thing in Asia. I think is what they have like it's you know how like Virgin like just tons of shit. It's the same sort of business model.
Yeah.
And like the Tencent app, like payment thing is basically like Chinese PayPal. It's called WePay. WeGame.
Someone says, I work for Activision. I had no idea they owned a minority stake.
Yeah.
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 But the other thing with my girlfriend works for a company that Tencent owns.
So do thousands of other people.
Yes. They own a lot of stuff. And their like payment app, I was very briefly sidetracked by this while writing the story. You can pay your utility bills with it in China.
Wow.
And because like they're trying to get like everybody in China to use it, and sometimes like older people are like, I don't know about putting my money on the internet. And it's like, well, that's okay. We have employees that we will send to your house to take cash from you to recharge your WePay account.
Wow. Okay.
That's really weird, but it seems like a great idea. It's like a great way to get older people into using it, right?
I'm trying to find
Tencent, the real Chinese overlords.
They have a film production company. They have a web browser. They have their own Weibo, competing with the other one. Tenpay, WeChat. I'm trying to find a list. The Wikipedia entry doesn't have a list of like stuff they own.
No, you'd have to like go to their like, oh god, it's really hard to look up all this bullshit. They have like, according to their Wikipedia article, it's like 20 wholly owned subsidiaries and then a bunch of other companies that they have interests in.
Wow.
They did used to distribute WoW in China, I'm pretty sure.
So we're good for...
Yes. Products and services. Social networks. QQ. WeChat. Qzone. Payment. Tenpay. WeChat Pay. QQ Wallet.
Oh, it's Tenpay, not WePay. Sorry, guys.
Entertainment. No, they also have... they have Tenpay and WeChat Pay.
Yeah, but I said WePay.
Oh, there's your confusion.
I was wrong.
So, Tencent Games, China Reading, Tencent Comic, Tencent Pictures, QQ Music, Penguin Esports, Now Live, Interest Tribe, QQ.com, Tencent Video, Tencent Microblogging, Yingyong Bao, that's their utilities thing, QQ Browser, Tencent
they also make
Manager,
antivirus software?
Tencent Map, QQ Mail. Their logo makes them look like Google. So they're obviously trying to be like Chinese Google.
I mean, yeah. It's interesting. They're a very profitable company.
Okay, Google.
Penguin Esports, yes.
You're over here, you're on my cable.
Penguins.
Thank you.
Known for their esports abilities.
Well, I mean, they're good at hockey.
Wow.
I was talking to Ash. I was like, "How's it feel to cheer for a team that always does well?" And she's like, "It feels pretty great, actually." And I was like,
Maybe
boy,
we should
the
all
Canucks
start being
suck.
Pens fans.
"No, I don't care that much."
No.
Like Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Yes, that is Ash's favorite team. Is the Pittsburgh Penguins.
The Pittsburgh Penguins?
Pittsburgh Penguins. I love it.
They are...
Benedict Cumberbatch commentates hockey. The Pittsburgh Penguins.
Just that one.
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Just he just does that one team.
You've all seen that video of the compilation of Benedict Cumberbatch trying to say penguins?
Well, it's
real good.
Yeah, it was on like...
He pronounces it wrong differently, like 3 different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're looking at your phone,
He's
I'm
on
moving this over here so
Graham
I can read
Norton.
the chat.
Well, I'm not looking at chat on my phone.
No, but Paul is in the chat on his phone.
So we can share this, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he was on Graham Norton, and they were talking about it.
No, is this a thing? You haven't seen this? Oh man, yeah. He was narrating a nature documentary, and he kept saying like penguins and penguins, and like he just couldn't say penguins.
Penguin.
And no one.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, and that's what, like he was saying in this interview. He was like, "Yeah, I said it wrong, but in my defense, nobody said anything."
Yeah, he's like the director was in the studio, and like he didn't bring it up. Are you not actually live?
Ha!
Oh, is your mic not on?
Now people can probably hear me better.
Oh.
And then he played one of the voices in the Penguins of Madagascar movie.
Oh, right.
And his character does penguins, and then he has this penguins, and then like the other character in the scene just kind of looks over, doesn't say anything, but just kind of looks over at him.
Wow, that's pretty great. Okay. So stories we did do. Target's gone ham for Mario Kart. They have like Mario and Luigi wraps around like the bollards out front. There's a great video that someone posted of you go through. There's a certain double doors that you go through, and through the speakers it starts playing the doo 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 as the door opens, and it's like must get to men's clothing. I don't know. I don't know.
Must
whatever.
buy socks.
Nitro.
I need LaCroix. Bam, bam.
Yeah, actually, that's the
but
only thing we buy. At
doing
Target.
the wraps around the shopping carts is like, oh, carts. It's perfect, but it's like you're just wanting people to ram each other now. It's like ram, you know.
I was hoping that they would put like 3 balloons tied to the handles of the shopping carts.
It is people hurling bananas. The Kirby.
Target absolutely sells bananas. They're 29 cents each. They're not even expensive.
Yeah, the Kirby sleepwear is amazing.
I legitimately actually would buy that eye mask. It looks very nice. It's got like a nice fleecy back on it.
Yeah.
But
the giant shapeless ball sleep sack, basically.
yeah,
I mean, it's just like a poncho.
Yeah.
Basically.
yeah, some of the other stuff in that, like they have like some like pajamas.
Yeah.
Like they're very cute.
Like-
It's definitely not sexy underwear. This is marketed and aimed for women who are like, lol, Kirby underwear.
Well,
I love Kirby.
What I like about the idea, like even just to start with, like if you're proposing the idea of a set of Kirby lingerie, you first have to get around the idea, the thing that Kirby, as he's designed, does not actually have any of the body parts that lingerie is typically covering.
Yeah.
No.
It's just a face. And like he could wear the eye mask, I bet.
Yeah,
I guess
that's about it.
That's about it. He doesn't actually have the like middle part that lingerie would usually be used for.
No, it's just a body and feet.
Yeah.
The G2A panel at Reboot Develop in Croatia. I was seeing some tweets from game devs because I follow a few after the panel, just being like,
Like the one clip I saw that was in the story that I was looking at.
with
It had-
Mike Bethnal.
Yeah,
Bethel?
somebody was, he was asking him.
You offer the ability for your consumers to protect themselves against buying fraudulent codes with the G2A Shield.
Right. Why isn't that just being accepted?
Yeah, why isn't that like a normal thing?
Wait, why do you have to pay for that?
He's saying you make us do the work of monitoring the codes on your service, and then we get 10%. We the developers. What are the 740 employees at G2A doing that earn them the 90%?
The 90%, yeah. And he goes, he's like, well, obviously, there's lots of different stuff, marketing, and
The guy just bursts out laughing.
laughs at him.
The question asker just bursts out laughing. It's like, marketing, really? And they're like, no, it's mostly IT and security. Like, okay, cool, good job.
It's like, it's working really well.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I don't know why, like, because it sounds like the intent of the panel was for like a G2A spokesman to be like, hey, developers,
We're not so bad.
we're not the thing that everyone says we are. And all the developers were
okay.
like, we know exactly what you are.
I mean, kudos to a man for climbing into a lion pit, covering himself in meat, and with a sign around his neck that says, "I am tasty." Like,
I don't know about kudos, but sure.
It takes some balls.
Yeah.
Like, that's the equivalent of what he did, basically.
It's G2A has this this problem where they're trying to be like they're trying for their business to work, people need to be like, it's a fundamental disconnect. Like, for their business to work, people have to obviously trust them at least enough to buy stuff from them, and developers have to, be okay with them selling it. Otherwise, they keep getting sued and stuff, which they are.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to like appeal to everybody, but
Be like, hey, if we work together, it's better for everybody.
right.
like, no,
but
you're a
but the
scummy
fundamental
code
part of
reseller.
their business is that they're selling it at below retail.
Yeah.
And so, and there's no way, like, they keep trying to sort of dodge around that and kind of tweak it a little bit and try to sort of become like a more legitimate storefront. But it's like, that's your only thing. Like,
Yeah.
that's the fundamental aspect of your business. Like, if G2A became, like, went totally legit and became like Steam or whatever, like just, or GOG or whatever, and just sold stuff at retail.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, that's not, they wouldn't have any competitive advantage at all.
Yeah.
And so they're like, they're trying to be like, there are situations where stuff could be cheaper.
Yeah, well, HKSO says buying codes from G2A is like buying a TV from the back of a van in an alley, and that's a very apt description. The thing is, there's always a market for alley TVs, because some people don't care about buying stolen goods.
Yeah.
Launders money. It's been accused of laundering money.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's legal to sell keys that you think are legit, or say that you think are legit, and then afterwards, when they find out that it's stolen, they deactivate it at the dev's expense.
Yeah.
Well, and it's there's the series of sort of plausible deniability, right? It's the selling the speakers from the back of the van, but it's like, hey, the guy who sold me the speakers for my van selling business said they were legit.
Yeah.
I'm selling them to you, and I think they're legit.
Even though at that price, there's no way that they would be, but I don't know any better.
Yeah. So it's like, well, then you have to go back to like the original guy who sold me. Oh, I don't have any of the records.
Yeah, don't buy from G2A, even if it seems like a good deal. It's just, like, even if it's a real key, you are doing nothing to support the developers of the games. Like, at least, like, if you were like, I don't want to spend more than $5 on this game, it will eventually go on Steam sale. Buy it there.
Yeah.
Like, that's,
Or
through a
as-
humble bundle. That's another good way to get discounted games that are legitimate.
Or as a couple of developers have said, please pirate our game instead of buying it off G2A.
Wow.
We don't get any money either way, but at least this way you're not getting ripped off as well.
There you go. There you go. Take it straight from the developers. If you really,
I mean, not every developer, but I think that's something that Rami said.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you really don't want to pay full retail, and you don't want to wait for a Steam sale or a humble bundle, just don't give your money to G2A. There
Exactly.
you go.
The summer sale is coming.
Yes.
So yeah, Tencent is
Hewag.
is huge.
Okay, so they're
They're basically the Shineheart wig company.
Yeah.
so their online gaming portal. It's not like they're starting this business. They're like, they already have an online game sort of digital download retail portal for people. Like, it's very hard to
But it's
describe Steam using
China-based?
It's China-based because Tencent's a Chinese company.
It's called WeGame.
WeGame. They have 200 million users on it. Because now you're like, how do all these Chinese things sort of function in a vacuum where you'd think there'd be other countries? It's like, the Great Firewall of China.
China's huge.
China's huge, has billions of people in it, literally. And the Great Firewall of China keeps a lot of American companies from doing business. So if you're in China and you don't want to use like a VPN to access the rest of the internet outside, which a lot of people will, but it's just, you can't, it's not, even if you do, it's not convenient to buy your games through Steam in China. You're just going to use WeGame, right?
There was a great episode of Under the Influence with Terry O'Reilly talking about people that tried to expand into markets they didn't understand and failing. And there was a bit about eBay, which was like 90% market share of like online auction sales, right? Like 90% market share of the stuff that it did.
Right.
And then it was like, we should open in China. And so they started to open in China, not understanding a lot of cultural stuff about China. Alibaba was like, oh, we don't like that.
Alibaba is a Chinese online commerce seller, basically.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's going to threaten us. You know what we should do? We should make our own eBay, but understanding what Chinese people want out of that. So they started AliExpress with a bunch of features. You can listen to the episode of Under the Influence with a bunch of features that Chinese people were more interested in. And eBay cratered in China. And now AliExpress has a larger global market share than eBay does. So not only did they fail at expanding into China, they also fucked themselves overall by going in thinking like, oh, we're great, we're going to do this fine. Like now they're worse off than they were before.
Yeah, because AliExpress is really good. Lots of people use AliExpress to buy things because, like, a lot of the time, like, stuff is made in China, and the people that make it just we'll just put stuff up on AliExpress.
Yeah. Reneko, that's in the same episode. Starbucks going into Australia is in the same episode. Because Starbucks didn't realize that Australians really like their coffee.
And they care deeply about their coffee.
And they care about it. And Starbucks was like, hey, we're Starbucks. And
Australians are like,
all the
fuck
Aussies
you.
went, jog on.
Yeah.
And
yeah, fuck you, jog on.
Yeah.
I want good coffee, thanks. Yeah, so like Starbucks, I saw like 2 while I was there. And it's all like the local chains. Starbucks, Australia is a country of surges. People in Australia care a lot about their coffee. Even like little like mom and pop stores will have like an espresso machine and make you a very good latte.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Wii game, it's going to be interesting to see what happens because Tencent has the power behind it.
Punk says a lot of knockoff guitars on AliExpress. You want to buy a knockoff anything, AliExpress is your place to go.
Yeah, there's also that.
But I mean, like, the thing is, knockoff could be, I smuggled these out of the factory because there was, like, a small defect or something.
Oh, there was a great...
Or the other one is the night stuff. There's a lot of... Yeah, there's some sort of Chinese knockoff stuff that actually is made in the same factories, just on the night shift.
Yeah. Did you see, there was a video of a guy making himself an iPhone?
Oh, yeah.
He, like, wandered around the markets and, like, bought all the components to make an iPhone 6.
Yeah.
That they were the legit components that had come like from the factory, or at least from the same factory, but not officially Apple. And he built himself an iPhone 6.
Yeah.
It was really interesting. For cheaper, not that much cheaper.
Yeah.
Honestly, not that much cheaper considering the labor involved, but cheaper.
Yeah.
The podcast is called Under the Influence, yes.
Yes, Under the Influence with Terry O'Reilly. It's a CBC podcast. It's great. It's all about marketing and advertising. It's one of my favorite podcasts. They produce from January to June. They only do half the year because there's a live episode. I don't know if you listened to this live episode with a Q&A, and he's talking about like like they do it January to June. And people were like, "What do you do for the other 6 months?" And he's like nothing. Because it's like the research and production that goes into this show is astonishing.
Oh, yeah. Doodles the Great says, hey, Tencent owning Epic Games is bigger than just one company. Epic makes the Unreal Engine.
Yep.
Yes. That's why people are like, Tencent controls 13% of the entire games market.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, they have some big games and maybe publish some stuff. Like, they literally control the means of production.
And what episode?
And the thing that is slightly concerning. I mean, obviously, giant corporations owning one corporation owning a whole bunch of stuff, but Tencent in particular is, pretty tight with the Chinese government and stuff too.
Yes.
So there's some awkwardness there. But anyway.
The Chinese had a look at capitalism and thought, yes, but how can we make it work better for us? We can keep all of the profits inside the country.
I'm trying to find the episode that I'm talking about. But I think that was all the stories that we... No. Oh, the last one was just PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Some patches.
Fixed an issue where bald characters had hair.
Well, it seems like that would be a pretty big issue.
If they have hair,
They're not bald.
They're not a bald character now, are they?
They're
working
bad
as
bald.
intended.
Yes, feature working as intended.
Other stories that we didn't do. Yeah, I love this. We didn't do this as a story because it's.
I'm gonna wait. Just 1 second. Somebody was like, "Wow, how China was like, how can we make this even more corrupt than America?" Now the thing is, American companies have this whole like thing of transparency, and you're supposed to be able to see how the government works, and money is not supposed to influence it. That is not how China works, and China has never made any claims about that. Therefore, they're not corrupt because they have no definition that says that they're not going to do these things that are corrupt.
Awesome. King Jim had just linked to it, but
So they're not lying about it.
They're not lying about it. They're not telling you about it. This is China, where it's like you don't need to know.
The episode of Under the Influence is from January 18th. It's called Passport Revoked When Brands Fail Internationally. Also, the episode prior to that is Unforeseen Circumstances, How Companies Are Affected by Chance. And the thumbnail for that episode is a picture of Ken Bone from the town hall debate. Because after Ken Bone appeared on TV, Izod sold out of those sweaters.
Wow. Because everybody's doing Ken Bone Halloween costumes.
No, they were just like, that's a nice sweater.
Jesus.
I know. It's so stupid. Anyway, this is why this podcast is great.
All right, so other stories. So there's one story that it was mostly just kind of silly. That there's a lot of, and it's a lot of, I guess, fake outrage about. So the new Overwatch, the Uprising event, has the vehicle, like the point or whatever, like the thing that you're pushing along. Whatever has wheels, which according to the original like the Overwatch design people is like a big no-no. Like they have said on multiple occasions that they will never have a vehicle with wheels.
Yeah,
because apparently one of the design documents for Titan, which was the ditched game the game that was going to be Overwatch and then it was canceled, was that they wouldn't have any flying cars. And so
they were like no flying cars.
When they started making Overwatch, they were like, you know what?
Flying cars.
We're only going to have flying cars. And then they put in a car that has wheels. And so everyone was like, what? Liars!
Yeah. Oh no, it's not.
Game ruined.
It's not the payload itself. It's a burned out van near the payload, and it has wheels.
People are like, game ruined. Worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Junkrat has wheels. Junkrat's not a vehicle.
He has a wheel.
Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator is amazing. It's a great source of YouTube videos and GIFs.
I was gonna do this. I was gonna hit Alex with it on Watch and Play last week, and I completely forgot about it. So, spoilers. Look for that next week on Watch and Play because it's Let's Nope this week.
If you want to see, a video of Chuck Norris taking on 1 billion chickens, you can, and it is amazing.
You sure can.
He takes out like 10 with each kick.
It's so good.
I believe you can also see one chicken taking on 1 billion Chuck Norrises.
If you so desire.
Basically, any like who would win in a contest things. As long as you don't really care about the outcome, it's very silly and highly amusing.
Hold on, this is not anything. Seems Kathleen does not have the usual issue women have with wedding rings. Often their fingers swell up during pregnancy and they can't take their rings off anymore. I did, so I took my ring off, and now my finger is back to its normal size, is what happens to most people.
Mm-hmm. Pregnancy was some time ago.
Yes, I've lost the pregnancy weight, thank you. The baby's out now. The baby's out now and is kind of turning into a toddler.
Turning into?
It is a toddler now, and she is doing things like, hey, you remember how you just said don't pull all the DVDs off the shelf? But what if I pull all of the DVDs off the shelf?
All right, the new Micro Machines game, which there's going to be a new Micro Machines game.
Is Jake still here?
I believe since 2009 there hasn't been a Micro Machines game. So yay!
Nice.
So it's sort of like I think it's sort of like a combination like kart racer and also like sort of arena combat kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But they've licensed like or they have I guess because it's part of the same thing. They have like a bunch of like licensed Hasbro stuff and things. One of the arenas is Hungry Hungry Hippos, which seems amazing.
Right. Yes, perfect.
You can have. There's all sorts of other silly toy things you can have in your setup.
Sorry, I'm just checking something about the upcoming schedule. Just checking something about the stream schedule. For this
there are cameos from Nerf, Ouija, and GI Joes. You can play as a Cobra tank, for instance. So good. An air hockey table is one of the other things. Anyway. All right. We've talked about these before, but there's the extensive Sims nudity mods.
Oh yeah.
Extensive Sims nudity mod. What I love about this story is it's talking about
one creator specifically.
So it makes like $4,000 a month making Sims nudie mods.
Yes, this is the biggest Sims nude mod, which is called Wicked Whims. It used to be called Wicked Woohoo, but then
Oh yeah, we've reported on Wicked Woohoo before.
Yeah, they got
Wicked
EA
Whims.
got mad at them because Woohoo is like a thing for Sims. So he called it Sims term for boning.
This is remember the Wicked Woohoo, we did the thing where it's like, hey, Sims will no longer just bang anywhere and other Sims will just go about their day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, now you can have things like,
donations? Yeah, it's on his Patreon. Mm-hmm. It makes $4,000 a month on Patreon.
So you can set up like, condom preferences, procedurally generated dicks.
Some of the biggest Patreons, which you'll never find on their site through like normal discovery. Some of the biggest Patreons
are porn and like porn comics.
Yeah,
like
fan not safe for work fan art and like nude drawings and stuff.
What's amazing though, so this guy is like $4,000 on his Patreon for making these mods and stuff.
Nice.
There's another Patreon for a guy who makes animations for nude mods, is like $3,000 a month.
Wow.
And there's a third one for a guy who makes just under $1,000 a month making strictly Wicked Whims animations on demand for people.
Just making animations to go in this mod?
To go in this mod.
Wow.
So it's like a whole ecosystem of...
It's a whole fraudage industry.
Yeah. It's... The guy making it...
No, that's technically only for male-on-male sim action. Thank you very much.
I'm quite proud of that. That's impressive, though.
The guy...
Crowdfunded handmade artisanal porn. Yes, Angry Optimist.
Yeah.
And the guy was talking about how he didn't really realize it, but somehow he's inadvertently actually sort of become like a bit of a gatekeeper in terms of... Because like people keep like... Because it's part of the Patreon is like people submit requests and stuff, right? And so he keeps... So it's like, if I add this in, what are the implications of that? And like, it's like this person's whatever the thing that they want to have for the sexy times versus this other person, which do I spend time on, to implement? And like, for instance, he doesn't allow you to have sex with kids in it, which is nice.
Yeah.
That's right.
But,
Just because you're making porn doesn't mean you shouldn't have basic standards.
But he's had to make various decisions about like what to put in and what to not put in. Which he didn't really anticipate that he would become, and because it's by far the most popular, somehow he's become like the sole arbiter of
what
Sims
is acceptable in Sims porn. Like, how kinky can you get?
Yeah.
There's a GIF in the article that we were referring to for this of a man. I'm going to describe something very sexual. A man standing up with an erection, and a ghost woman on her knees, like clipping through his lower body, giving him a blowjob from behind. You'll have to sort of think about that. I guess only her lips are corporeal. I was like, that's...
Can you get a ghost blow?
I have a lot of questions.
Maybe she's, how do you know it's a blowjob? What if it's just like analingus or something like that? That's what she's behind.
No, it's definitely a blowjob.
She's too far forward for the...
Yeah, no, you can see, because she's partially transparent, right? So you can, it's on Kotaku. You can look at the GIF yourself if you want.
And finally,
Colloquially known as a ghosty.
Ghosty. The old ghostly Trump. Oh, wow.
I feel like it might come up in certain types of like supernatural fanfic, maybe.
Someone was like, that's a classic ghost porn move right there.
Yeah. Okay, and finally,
Inkslayer says, I'm not going to Google Kotaku ghost blowjob.
Australian snooker player
Yes.
Neil Robertson.
Snooker is like pool, but inexplicable in English.
The
very
Kotaku
popular.
article says snooker is like pool but more British.
It's very popular in the Commonwealth that isn't Canada.
Anyway, he's saying that
That's a bad miss.
he has
have
admitted
no
that
idea.
his quality of play has dipped significantly lately because he's gotten obsessed with League of Legends and FIFA.
I know it's pronounced snooker. By your accents, yes.
He won the UK Championship in 2013 and 2015. And he said, despite recently becoming a father, he is spending too much time playing video games and enough time practicing. I've been playing video games. I end up playing through the night. One of them was League of Legends, which is the most consuming game of all time.
Good job, Tencent.
Yeah.
There you go.
Category 5
say-
snooker.
In addition to playing too much League, which he thinks contributed to some poor results earlier this year, Robertson says that he had the same problems with World of Warcraft in the past. I was part of a raid team and we played a few nights a week, and when we got out to China for a tournament, I was trying to make a raid slot. When we get out there, the connection was so bad that I couldn't get access, and I was furious for 4 to 5 days. All I was thinking about was getting back home for a connection from China. I lost my spot on the team, and all of a sudden that became more important than the snooker,
Which is
absolutely crazy.
This guy might just have an addictive personality.
Yeah.
Some of the the last thing here is, this year I should a century, which is clearing the entire table without missing a shot. This year I had 100 centuries, which probably should have been around 120, but I was addicted like hell to FIFA 14. I was obsessed with winning the title against other players. I get up early in the morning, take Alexander to school, and turn on the Xbox thinking, I have time, I'll have one game and a cup of coffee to wake myself up. And then it's 2 p.m. and it's too late to go to the club to practice. So he's an incredibly skilled player, but he's doing doing quite well in the snooker championships. But he could be doing much better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If it
no
wasn't
one
for
let
FIFA.
that man near any cocaine, says just conspiracy. Yeah. How could that man let a game distract him from a game? I think just like, as Sniper Republican says, it's pretty hard to become a pro athlete without having a bit of an addictive personality, right? Because it's putting a lot of work in. So yeah, I see that. I hope this guy, we're playing it for laughs, but this guy might need to go to a therapist.
Well, he knows he has a problem, right?
Yeah.
That's important.
That's the first step on many of those multi-step programs.
And in fact,
The second step is where it starts to get a bit bullshit. But if it works for you, great. It's always the jungler's fault. Cocaine, great. I'll be able to stay up for 3 days playing League of Legends.
all right. So we should welcome some subs.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's do it.
Wait, what am I
Nice.
doing?
Good spin.
Yeah, this ring spin's great.
I like how it, no matter what angle you started at, it always positions so the gem is up.
Yes. Because I think the gem's the lightest part, right?
Well, probably because the rest of it's gold, so.
All right, here we
Oh,
go.
aren't we fancy bragging about this? This could be stainless steel for all the internet knows. Now they know I have.
It's unobtainium.
Basically, have like.
It's triflubnium.
They basically know that I'm basically a wealthy landowner, a baronet, commanding fields of peasants with my solid gold ring on my finger.
It's not true.
It's a shame you don't actually own land.
Yeah. Landed gentry we are not.
No.
Condoed gentry. Is that a thing? I don't think so.
No.
All right, here we go.
I
Thank
think
you.
that's what's known as being poor.
Thank you, everybody. Especially the Bob58, who's a new
Bob.
subscriber.
Ooh, thanks, Bob. Mod42 says subscribe for 7 months in a row.
Lancer873 with a 7-month resub says, after a week of research, trying and failing to defeat me, happy to sit back and relax with some checkpoints. Hey, welcome back.
Yay.
Bitter One, thank you for 2 months. Welcome back.
Twinklebees for 14 months says, I have almost platinumed Persona 5. It was everything
Wow.
I wanted. I can't wait to play more.
Can play games with a 5-month resub. 5 months, more like, oh, who knows? Ishirichi Cole.
Ishirichi Cole.
Zeke229 for
I'm
40
sorry.
months says, holy crap, 40 months.
Andrew Monkey with a 6-month resub. 6 months of subs and a mere 60 days until my trip to Victoria. So excited.
Woo.
Hey,
Yay.
cool. It's a nice place here.
Panda Stir Fry for 26 months. Cautiously optimistic about landing my first
Yay.
EMT job. You guys have kept me sane through paramedic school and clinicals. Thanks.
Hey.
Good luck with it.
Caristonia13 for 3 months says, bad bald players.
Aristiona. Whatever. Jared Narek, Evil Genius with a 35-month resub. Welcome back.
Decapped for 17 months. Looking good.
Shot Rob for 12 months. That's a year. Shot Rob.
Max Phantom. Welcome, a new subscriber, Max Phantom.
Club Neon for 3 months. Did I make it into the sub window? Yes,
Yes.
you did.
We just cleaned it.
And Delta V for 13 months. Woo!
And
Wow.
whoa, 4,610 bits from Earthen One, Foxmar 320, Inkslayer, Ghost Waz, Eric 90, and Angry Optimist. And I think 4,000 of that came from one person. And I went by in chat. I don't recall who. I don't want to misattribute it. So thank you
Thanks.
for that one, for that person and everybody. But just shout outs for 4,000 bits there. Tonight, so it was Inkslayer. Okay, I thought it was you, but I didn't want to say. So the tonight on the channel is Matters of Import.
Yes.
Great, we got there. So the events, for those watching on the browser, if you click on the events button at the top, you'll see
Somewhere
our
up here.
events page, which right now definitely says that Tabletop Day is on Saturday, but might not say anything else because James has been fighting with the system to make
Fight
that
the
work.
system, James.
And we do have other, as Paul said on AFK, we have other things we're going to try to let you know in advance what's happening on the streams. But I can tell you, Tinker Tailor's Auto Fry. Ian's going to be.
So it is Tinker Tailor, not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to finish fixing the Xbox One and PS4 controllers that are broken and opening up an electric piano.
Oh, that's what we found on the side of the road.
Yeah. And Beej is going to sit beside him and sharpen knives.
I need to go home and get my knives.
seems
My
dangerous.
knives need to be sharpened. B, sharpen my knives.
And then we've got,
A double header.
sort of
Sort of. So tomorrow on
reverse doubleheader.
Yes. Tomorrow on New Day Tuesday, Alex and Ben are going to be playing Outlast 2,
I'm not playing it.
and they will continue that on the Let's Nope on Wednesday. So plenty of Outlast 2 this week, and I think Adam might be doing something Tuesday night as well.
Because the game house isn't this Saturday.
Perhaps they will outlast.
But as a reminder, what is happening on Saturday is not Adam's Game House, nor is it Loading Ready Live, but it is Tabletop Day all day long, starting at noon Pacific. We're going to be playing Hero Quest, Crokinole, Betrayal at House on the Hill, Jenga, Red Dragon Inn, Nightmare 3, the
VCR board
VCR
game.
board game, Spyfall, and Cards Against Humanity. And then we're going to be switching out who plays which games. All of us are going to be here all day, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. Also, I have something stupid that I'm going to make people play.
Serafina, AFK is canceled on Friday because we will be doing a lot of planning and setup for all of this Tabletop Day stuff.
The crapshoot will be happening as usual, though.
Yes.
But no AFK
Yeah.
on Friday.
So Thursday the schedule is normal.
Yep, Thursday we'll be talking simulator.
Friday we'll have the crapshoot, but no AFK.
Yeah. So,
Indian anyone says, I guess I can watch Ka for breakfast. What a great breakfast of champions.
Tasty. All right, that's going to do it for this, though, and so we'll talk to you later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. My thingy isn't working.
Oh, Paul's got to go over there.
I'll just wave here very casually.
Amazing special effects.
Cool technology.